Hi, Father Ian Van Heesen here. So one of the most difficult challenges with any organization, especially as organizations get really big, is how do you train your employees? How do you train those who work for you, who are working in your organization, to do what is right when there's not a clear right and wrong situation, to do what is best, to use their instincts and to train their instincts in such a way that in complex situations, they handle it well and they grow. You know, I've talked a lot with business leaders about this, and they struggle with this. And one business leader, he had a really genius way of dealing with this circumstance with his company, is he developed a system where they would go through scenarios and he would train their instincts by giving them a scenario and then explaining the principles that they would use to solve the problem. And he would do this over and over again by a kind of practice. And this is actually a key principle in the spiritual life, guys. To do what is good, true, and beautiful, it's not like you learn the law of God once, or you meditate once on the truths of the faith or the life of Christ and let it go. What you have to do is you have to constantly ruminate on the life of Christ, the teachings of the church. You have to fill your imagination with Christ so that it becomes a part of your unconscious, that it fills you in such a way that it forms your habits and it forms your patterns of thinking. In this way, the St. Thomas Aquinas would say, one of the effects of love is what he calls a mutual indwelling. So I'll prove it this way, is when you have a spouse and you love your spouse and you spend time with her, the love produces in a way an affinity where you're able to intuitively know what that person wants, even if you don't know, they haven't said clearly what they want. So for example, think about this for married people. You could predict probably what your spouse might want for breakfast or for lunch or dinner, or maybe even a present. You would know intuitively the things that they like, even if they didn't explicitly say what they wanted, because there's this mutual indwelling, which is an effect of love. We need to have the same relationship with Jesus Christ. We need to love Christ so much, keep our eyes focused on him so much that we internalize who he is, so that when we act, intuitively, we act like Christ. So consider that today. Focus on Jesus Christ. Amen.